The Biden administration has brought America crisis after crisis after crisis. How can we survive? There's so many holes in the ship. But luckily there are a group of people who are seeking to save this place. The America First Caucus, the Freedom Caucus in Congress, is one of those groups of people. They are caulking the hull of the ship and making sure America sails on. Joining us now, a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. She's incredible. She has a new book out called My American Life, and it is an incredible American life. She loves this place a lot and wants to save it. Lauren Boebert. Buy her book, and also get ready. She is bringing the fire today. Lauren, how are we doing?
I am doing great, Benny. It's so awesome to be back with you. You are one of my favorite people to talk to about what is happening in America and what we need to do to save it.
Well, okay, so we've done a number of hits on various subject matters, including, but not limited to, you shouting at Joe Biden during the State of the Union. What was it that you said to him?
Well, he was talking about soldiers coming home in flag-draped coffins, and I reminded him, you did that. 13 of them. 13 of America's finest were sent home in flag-draped coffins because of Joe Biden's failed, shameful withdrawal, his surrender to the Taliban. And when they came home to Dover, he was checking his watch. He didn't have time for them, and he didn't even bother to mention them at the State of the Union. And he's called this an extraordinary success. It was a failure, and world leaders were watching the weakness of Joe Biden, and now we have events taking place like we see between Russia and Ukraine because of Joe Biden's weakness. He is not a leader, and he's in the position of commander-in-chief, but is in command of nothing, not even teleprompters.
Yeah, excuse, repeat the line. End quote.
End
repeat
of quote.
The line.
Repeat
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
line.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not supposed to read that. I'm so sorry. They told me.
Don't you know
I didn't know,
what
Lauren.
you put on the teleprompter, he says.
I've only been doing this for 79,000 years. Who knew? Who knew I'm not supposed to read the teleprompter? You read and have written an incredible book. Part of the tragedy of those young Americans losing their lives in Joe Biden's heinous pullout of Afghanistan is that America is the greatest country in the world, the greatest country to raise your children, the greatest country to live in ever. And you sort of personify and crystallize the American dream. This is an incredible book. Tell us about it.
Yes, so My American Life is exactly that. I was actually raised in a Democrat household, and by Democrat standards, I should be a Democrat today because they tried to keep people trapped in their policies, their cycles of poverty. But I saw that there was a better way out, and I knew standing in a warehouse waiting for government cheese, receiving cans of grape juice, that this was not America's best. And so when I went to work at 15 years old and received my first paycheck, I had an epiphany. First of all, I do not like FICA. I still do not like him. I'm trying to figure out who he is and why he takes all my money. But also, I could do a better job taking care of myself than government ever had. Now, as soon as I stood up to actually do something to preserve our republic, to return to our founding vision that we have for our country, Democrats tried to smear me personally. So we've all seen the fake news stories about me, and I wanted to be able to tell my story myself to the American people. So I am bringing them through my journey of exiting the Democrat Party, finding a better way forward, being a self-taught conservative, and showing them that it is worth it to take a stand and speak up for these values that are so precious to our country.
Now, can you maybe illuminate for our audience, government cheese, is this like carpet Parmesan that Hunter's chasing after?
No, so yeah, government cheese has a whole new meaning nowadays. It wasn't Parmesan back when I was receiving it. It was more like a Velveeta, and you know, we took whatever we could, whether it was powdered milk or cans of peeled potatoes. I mean, this is what we were receiving from the government, and unfortunately, with all the food plants mysteriously blowing up and burning down, I'm wondering if we're going to reach a stage where more people are forced to get canned peeled potatoes and grape juice and government cheese. And even the greater question, is it still Velveeta-like, or have we upgraded to Parmesan? Maybe it's more of a downgrade.
Well, somebody who's used to cutting the cheese on camera on national television is Eric Swalwell. He tweeted at you recently in the wake of a horrific shooting, one of the dumbest tweets I've ever seen anyone send in Congress. That's saying a lot. I pay very close attention. It went something like this: let's draw straight lines, fart noise. Like, this is Eric Swalwell somehow trying to connect a mass shooting with you because you love your constitutional rights. Can you respond to this?
This was absolutely shameful and a disgusting comment that he posted on Twitter, trying to associate me to a mass murderer because I'm exercising my Second Amendment rights. You know, interesting enough, Benny, I'll give you a little exclusive. Today on the House floor, I saw Eric smells not so well, and I wanted to have a conversation with him. I think that that's not something that takes place a lot in the halls of Congress. There's a lot of Twitter beef, a lot of Twitter war. Even when I first arrived here, Adam Kinzinger went after me on Twitter, and I sent him a text, and I said, hey, we haven't met yet. I'm Lauren. I would love to have a conversation with you and have you get to know the real me. And he said, you're right, we shouldn't have these Twitter fights. But guess what? We still haven't had that conversation. And he still goes after me on Twitter. But he's a sad little man, just like Eric. And today, I tried to get Eric's attention, and he and I were walking side by side, and I kind of tapped him on his arm and said, hey, Eric, I'd like to talk to you about your comments. And he pretended I wasn't there and beelined the other way. And I said, oh, I guess you're only tough on Twitter.
No, yeah, he's only tough to Chinese hookers, Lauren. You see, that's the problem. You should have put on a geisha outfit, right? Or what? Right. There's a way to attract Eric Swalwell, is what I'm saying.
Right. I guess I don't have what it takes. You didn't go about it
the right way. Yeah, you didn't go about it the right way. What happened? You need to put a lot of yuan into his campaign account, okay, to run for president, and then you have to be working for the Chinese government. And then you got his full attention. So,
oh man, anyway, I don't know if I'm willing to put in all that effort.
Oh, no one should be. Lauren Boebert, thank you very much. Please go buy the book, My American Life. It's a wonderful, wonderful story.
Thanks, Benny.